presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on WLCN 96.3 FM. You can watch us live on the web. We are streaming on YouTube, or you can listen to us on the go. Download that Mixlr app. We are at Jake's Furnishings today. Scott Kirby, Jake Johnson, Jim Ash, Lloyd Kirby. No Joe? No Joe. And no song, so I guess we're there we go. There we go.
Well, it's Saturday at 9 and we are ready to go on air. We've got Scott and Jake and Jim and Lloyd who are all accounted for. The Cheap Seats theme is over now, but one guy still has yet to be there. Tell me, where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be teeing up on the back nine or giving a perm to his dog Archie. Maybe sitting in air conditioning watching his dad landscape his yard. Well, he might have lost his keys because he's old and has no memory. Tell me,
where in the world is
Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be importing exotic water, or his Kool-Aid comes from a body who's from Benito. Well, it's time to start the show. Have to wonder, where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? I wonder,
where in the world is
Joseph Patrick Ryan? Joe!
Well, Chevy, it just so happens that I lost a set of keys yesterday. So if anybody finds a pair of CIT Skidster keys just laying around, that wasn't
Is that
me.
CIT keys, huh?
CIT Takeuchi Skidster key. I'd appreciate it if you just drop off at 1100 Woodlawn Road, Jake's Furnishings. # make it your own.
You don't know where you lost them.
Somewhere between the plant and somewhere at the plant, to be honest. They're somewhere around there. One of the guys from our rental will probably be in there before long and say, hey, you want these back? Hopefully.
All right. Well, that's not what this show is for. We're sports, not key finding.
Well, in the song there, it talked about Joe missing his keys.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get back to it. No Joe, but we do have Sam White with us this morning. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning.
Sam's with Lincoln Youth Football, which is starting up now. I think August 1st is your first official get-together or meeting.
Yeah, first practice is August 1st.
And we were talking a little bit before we went on air. How are the numbers this year? I know in the past we kind of struggled a little bit, but it seems that kids are getting back out there, getting away from the game stations, and getting back out doing something outside.
I'd have to say, I've been with the program for 12 or 13 years now. I would say this is probably the largest amount of kids we've ever had in our program's history. We've got, including our cheer program, we've got almost 200 kids, which is just crazy.
200 kids, that means a lot of coaches. How are in that aspect of it? You still looking for some help, or?
We're always looking for help, but we're shorter on coaches, which is kind of weird with as many kids as we have. We got one team that's full of coaches, and then a bunch of other teams that are still in need of them, especially at the flag level. It's a task to chase a lot of kids around, and their attention spans are real short. So
right.
We're going to be reaching out to the parents and say, hey, if you want to help out a day, a week, or it's only an hour practice for those guys. So it's like trying to herd cats.
Yeah, like you said, it's hard to keep their attention for an hour. Yeah, always looking for help. So everything's out as far as practice-wise out at Eaton Fields.
That's correct.
Facility that we've been out there for a long time, and so thanks to Eaton for still allowing that. It's a great place to gather and teach these kids how to play some football.
Yeah, it definitely provides the space for us, and we've always played our games there, but the high school has been gracious enough last season and this upcoming season to allow us to play all of our games, all of our home games out at the high school, which is great. Neil and Mr. Strickland have been great and, very supportive. I mean, Mr. Strickland told us last season, he said, if you enjoy playing out here, it's as much your field as it is ours. So, and it really helps us out a lot, especially with like the seating aspect and, the concessions. I mean, we have a concession stand at our field too, but the parking situation is a million times better too. So the field really helps, and it allows the high school guys to come out and work the chains, and I pay them an extra $10 and they clean up the whole day. So
there you go. And it does give a little different feel to the game. Nothing against playing out at Eaton Fields because it's a great place to play, but these kids, you want them to stay interested in football, and what better way than say, hey man, you guys are going to be playing on this field when you're in high school. And it's just a little different atmosphere, I guess.
Oh, it's a ton better, and I know the fans definitely like it a lot more too. We used to always try to schedule one night game out there for our teams, and they loved it playing under the lights. And now these kids have the opportunity to say, "This is my home field." So, not many programs have as nice of a facility as we do out at the high school, but it's nice being able to have our own practice field too. So it's ours, and we can do with what we want.
A lot of things happening out the high school right now. The baseball field and the softball field getting turf. So you got to think down the road, I don't know how many years, but you got to believe that eventually that turf's going to make its way to the football field, and that would make it even much more sweeter.
Oh, yeah, that would be really nice, especially, with soccer and football both playing on it, and then if we had the opportunity to play out there as well, that would be great, because I can say there's no one in our conference at the youth level that has turf.
Right.
Yeah.
So throw some more information out there, Sam. Always looking for kids to come out and join the program. What would you tell a parent? These days parents are worried about injuries and head injuries and safety of their child. What would you tell? I mean, my kids went through football, and your kids as well. Still going through football. What would you tell that parent if they're kind of on the wall about their kid playing football?
Well, and I have this conversation probably 20, 30 times a season, especially in the off season when I see somebody. I say, hey, do you play football? And mom's like, well, I don't know. Dad's like, we don't even get hurt. Biggest thing that I tell them is, one, the advancement in technology and safety equipment is, light years ahead of what it was like when we played when we were kids. The helmets alone, I mean, anytime I get a person I used to play high school football with, and we're fitting their son for a helmet, and I show them, they're looking at the helmet, they're like, this is nothing like what we played with, or the shoulder pads are completely different. The technology into the safety equipment has made kids so much safer. But more importantly, on top of it, all of our coaches are USA Football certified. So they have to go through I haven't told them yet how long, because I'm the only one who's completed it yet so far. The requal training is probably about 6 or 7 hours. Now, if it's a first-time coach, it's probably 8 to 10. And they go through all the major, concussions and overheating, sudden cardiac arrest, all that kind of stuff. And we put it into building an emergency plan for our guys. And, all of our coaches are trained on how to recognize a concussion. But anytime we suspect one, I always get a call or a text while I'm on the field, and they say, hey, can you come assess this kid? So we always get a second opinion. And we definitely make safety the most important aspect of everything.
Yeah, and these days, sports, doesn't matter if you play baseball, basketball, soccer. Kids these days are just faster, stronger than they used to be, and you can get hurt in any sport. I mean, you can get a concussion in baseball. You can get a concussion in basketball. We've seen it, at the high school level. A kid misses, a month or two because of a concussion. So, I mean, it's going to happen. If your kid's going to get hurt, he's going to get hurt. So I would say the overall safety in football, I mean, you got good equipment. It's there's really nothing to be alarmed about. And these kids at this age, maybe 7th and 8th graders and some of your 6th graders are going to hit a little bit harder. But as far as your grade school kids, they're not out there hitting
I always tell
really hard in order to give a kid concussion.
Especially with the 3rd and 4th graders, the Bantam level.
Yeah,
Anytime a parent is kind of iffy about it, I always say, they don't really move that fast. The most difficult thing for them is not falling over because their head is now 3 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
So,
they're hitting each other harder out in the yard playing flag football than they are on the field.
And that was one of my reservations about we've seen some of the communities around here that they're delaying putting kids into tackle. We used to be tackle all the way back in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I was fine with going to flag up until second grade. But one of the things I said, you see these kids, they're going to be running around at third and fourth grade playing flag, but then now they're moving faster and they're not wearing any protective equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I said, in my mind, it's more dangerous
Right.
than just playing regular tackle. So.
Yeah, they don't have the equipment. I know we started kindergarten football back when I was involved, and they look like just little bobbleheads out there. And for them to get a full head of speed and really make a tackle, it just didn't happen. Like you said, they were worried about just standing up on their feet. So
yeah, you'd see them be running lopsided.
Yeah, and so as far as the safety aspect of the sport, it's really safe. And if those parents are on the fence of your kid playing football, do it. Put them out there. If they like it, great. If they don't, well, they experience something.
Well, that's what the spring season really helped with. And when we had we call it our COVID season, we waited until the spring of 21 or 2020 or 2021 to play, and we made it really cheap for everybody. And we said basically we're going to almost take a loss this season. We're not going to, we're just going to take our insurance out of pocket, and we just said that was the whole aspect. Come try it. We're going to play 4 weeks. Just get a taste of it and see if you like it.
Yeah.
So what is the cost now for the kids and parents?
For tackle programs, which is third grade through eighth grade, it's $125, and flag we charge $50.
Okay.
It's probably going to go up though, because we haven't raised our prices in 5 years, and we're seeing a lot of other programs around here that are raising theirs as well. But the biggest thing for us is, one, insurance costs have gone up. Sports equipment, as you guys may know, is
Gone through the roof.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, when a baseball costs $12 now,
Yep.
but just the other day, I got really lucky. My wife and I were at Dick's Sporting Goods in Bloomington, and we were looking for footballs because I buy new game balls every year for the teams. They had one of every size, and they were the last ones that any Dick's Sporting Goods had in 150 miles.
Oh.
And they're $70 now. Go online, those same footballs, because of the limited market, they'll go for $100. But like helmets is too. That's our biggest problem. We have as many kids as we do this year. I don't have enough helmets.
Yep.
And I'm reaching out to all these other programs asking, hey, can I borrow or buy a helmet from you, because we don't have enough. And my helmet rep told me in October, don't even try to order because we will not have it for you. They said earliest is October of this year.
Wow.
And the secondary market is just ridiculous. You go, because people know what they're worth. A helmet that might cost us $150 is now $500.
Yeah, it's crazy. And just, trying to find kids cleats, that's going to be a struggle as well. I've talked to a couple of parents that their kids are doing some football over the summer, and they're trying to find some cleats and having a heck of a time. And just the production of things, it's just, I don't know what the deal is. A lot of overseas issues. But yeah, it's going to be rough, getting these kids in the equipment. So just.
We used to have a buddy that did basically a trade-in program. He was doing soccer up in Peoria, and what he did is every year you'd come in, basically exchange shoes, because in soccer they don't usually wear them out until they get to be high schoolers, you know. So he'd just take the old one set of shoes in, he'd give you another set of shoes. It's too bad they don't do programs like that for the football as well.
Yeah. We have a cleat exchange program for us
Okay.
out at our field. People over the years have just donated cleats. Said, my son wore them for a year, he's now outgrown them. We want to donate
and you only get, 8 weeks out of them maybe?
Yeah.
So they don't really get torn up, Those shoes are made to last a couple seasons.
Well, yeah, and we've probably got 50 pairs of cleats out at our field.
Yeah.
In fact, that was my youngest son's job the other day, was sorting them out and pairing them up and everything.
There you go.
I mean, I know just from what my kids have donated, we get some 8th graders are like, oh, I'm sure you guys don't have any 13s or 14s. I was like, actually, my son is a giant, so we've got all kinds of big cleats for him.
There you go. And then with the registration and whatnot, I mean, if some parents were looking for help and stuff, there's DARE program and there's other programs out there that can also help out with that.
Yeah, and we actually have a couple of our sponsors that will do like a sponsorship for kids.
Yeah.
D&D Sewer here in town, they set aside 10, they'll pay for 10 kids in our program. So, if somebody needs a little help or a little assistance, and we always tell people, hey, if we're not going to force you to pay it all right now. We'll work with you. You want to set up a payment plan? It's not like, oh, your kid's not going to play, because everybody's going to play.
Yeah. Well, that's a big deal, because especially a year like this where, some people aren't having a whole lot of issues, but there's a lot of people. This $5 a gallon gas. If you're driving,
absolutely.
There's people that drive to Springfield every day and Champaign and even further for work. I mean, that can really put a damper on putting kids through sports like that.
Yeah,
so.
and you nailed it, Jake. And with the prices of everything these days, parents are going to start budgeting.
Yeah.
And hopefully they don't budget their kids out of sports.
And something
or
like
any
this.
extracurricular, I can't say activity.
Extracurricular,
What I say it.
Extracurricular.
It's hard.
Hey, it is harder than I thought.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, with you guys' program, and there's a ton of other ones as well, there's lots of programs, but to know that a kid can still get in there, maybe a parent set up a payment schedule with you, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, we've had kids in the past, and even this year, I'm not going, well, you're a 7th or 8th grader. I've never seen you before. What stopped you? Well, we didn't know if we could afford it. And I'm just like, man, I wish you didn't know. We didn't, if we could have communicated it to you, we'd have helped you, to give you the opportunity to get out here earlier in your, youth.
Well, hopefully getting this out there will help a little bit too, because I know there is a lot of parents that have questions about it. And to be honest, on my end, I've never had a kid in youth football, all girls. And
we let girls play too.
My girls would not play. Especially the youngest one. She's not even sure about playing volleyball. The only reason she does is because it makes me smile. But no, that's a big deal. Parents to hear that they have some options out there, and I hope a lot of parents or grandparents are hearing about this and are making sure that the grandkids know it, or kids.
Yeah.
So.
And maybe we'll start like a outreach, messaging program next year so people know that is an option, because we've never really outwardly said that before. And unfortunately for anybody this year, registration was closed because we have to get our jersey orders in because we do custom jerseys every year. So that takes time. Last year it was a debacle. We worked with a company that didn't know what they were doing, and first week of games we didn't have jerseys.
Oh boy.
We were getting, the high school loaned us some for our older kids, and we were doing people swapping jerseys between teams and getting gray jerseys and stuff.
So Sam, I know social media is a big thing. How you communicate to people out there. How do kids contact you? Obviously, registration is closed, but how do you get that information out there? I know Facebook's a big platform.
Facebook, we have an email account, but we don't have a website. We've looked into it, but Facebook is our primary mode of communication, and it's just, you just search up Lincoln Youth Football, and we'll be one of the first ones that pops up. And myself and a couple other board members, we respond on the message board and or the messenger, and I mean we're pretty quick to respond. So I think Facebook told me the other day my average response time was like 35 minutes. So pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Another issue that you have, and it's an issue through sports as a whole, is referees.
Can't find good ones.
Wow, come on. Referees.
Do they have to be good? I mean,
no.
Scott's proven you don't have to.
You do not have to be good. You just have to have a heartbeat and able to get up and down the field a little bit.
We've seen some over the years that don't necessarily meet that qualification either.
So, I mean, if people wanted to get into the referee side of things, and it's a tough gig, youth football is the way to go. Get in there, you get a hold of the IHSA, they'll give you all the information you need. Get patched. You don't necessarily have to go do high school games, but when you're involved with the IHSA, you're going to get a rule book. And if you have any questions, that the referee families out there, and they're always willing to help. I used to work with a group out of Clinton, and they are all, veterans and did high school football, and so they taught me the little stuff that I do know. And that's the great thing, to get on with a crew that they know what they're doing, and they'll teach you, and they don't have any problem doing it. But it's a big issue these days. It's referees.
Yeah, I mean it's across all sports. I mean, especially you see the viral videos online of umpires in baseball just leaving the field because they're not dealing with parents or coaches. A lot of it has to do with like attitudes from kids nowadays, and that's one of the things. Like I tell all my kids, unless you're saying yes sir, no sir, and thank you, you don't talk to the referees. No attitude, and we've seen it in the past. But
right. And
I got lucky though when I repatched for football last year, and this just shows how in dire need they are of referees. They offered, you have to go through a class. There was an organization out of Chicago that actually did a free online class over like 7 weeks, one night a week, and they said if you come to this free class, not only will we get you certified, but we'll pay for your certification. And that was nice. I think they paid half of it, but nonetheless, it got me up to date on all the new rules, and that's the hardest thing though, is because we watch Saturday football and we watch Sunday football, and we think that the rules are universal, and they are not.
They are not.
And you see a lot of coaches that, well, he can't do that. Yes, he can, because this is youth football. It's not the NFL.
Yeah, and a lot of the rules are based off high school, but each and each league that you're in has different rules as well. I know. What league are you guys in? The
Heart of Illinois.
The HOI league, and years in past, we were in the Springfield League. Well, they have different set of rules in this league and this league, and we're just now integrating some special teams into our league. Yeah,
we still don't do kickoffs. Punts aren't live, but now at the upper levels, you have to punt. It's just wherever it's touched. You can't rush, nothing like that. You can rush on an extra point, but the rules are different, and they still do the running clock if you're up by so much, or the first and goal if you're up by so much, and then the one that a lot of people get taken aback by is if you're up by 42 points or more, the game is over and you have lost.
You lose, yeah.
Which is at first I was kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this rule. You're telling my kids they got to play down or not score, but it was Olympia's director actually looked at me when we first got in the league, and he said, hey, if you're a good enough coach to be up by 42 points, you're a good enough coach to make sure you don't go up by 42
exactly
points.
Yeah, and that's where the kids start losing interest. Who wants to go out and lose by 50 points every week? And this league, it's all about keeping the kids active, keeping them interested in the sport, and then losing by 50 day in, day out, that's going to really deter. And I'm like, man, this sucks.
And that's the hardest balance, especially as a director and as a coach, is we encourage our kids to, we want them to play.
There's a little league football guy.
You got him some Mickey D's. He's happy. He's ready to go.
No, but the big thing for us is, like, I tell my coaches that, as you progress through the levels, the percentage of how much you should want to win goes up. But even in 7th and 8th grade, I tell all the coaches, you're at about a 50%, because we're here to teach them and have fun. Because if they're not having fun and they're not learning the game, one, they're not worth anything to the high school when they get there. And if they're not having any fun, then what's the point? They're not going to stick around.
Now, you can tell them till you're blue in the face, but once you get out there and that competitive nature takes over, you get involved, and you wouldn't have it any other way. You don't want coaches out there just kind of going through the motions. You want them to be competitive.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
But you also have to keep in the back of your mind, the reason you're out here is to teach these kids football.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like make sure everybody plays. Our league does have a minimum play rule, but it's not like super in depth. They don't have to play like a whole quarter. They only have to play like 5 or 10 plays. But
go to a break and do the trivia. You got to do the trivia.
We do have some trivia. Yeah, let's.
Sam, you can stick around for another segment, can't you?
Yeah.
Got 15 more minutes?
Yeah, I got nothing to do.
That's my guy right there.
Yeah, he's done right now. I'm out here in a couple weeks. He's going to be.
Then he's going to be busy.
I'm busy now.
This is the off season. He's playing games till midnight.
I cross one thing off my to-do list and I add 2 more.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, let's play our game. It's something that we started last week, sponsored by the Clintonia out of Clinton, the movie theater.
Taking the nation by storm.
Is that wrong, Lloyd, that you're over there laughing? Okay. But we are taking a break. But before we go to break, we're going to throw this song out.
It's not
that
a song.
Or clip, whatever it is. You never know these days. But we're going to play a clip, a sports clip. We're going to play a sports clip here. And if you can name that movie, you're going to win 2 tickets
if you're at the
to the Clintonia to any movie of your choice.
Yep.
And they've got all the new ones out. So you're going to call 217.
Wait for it.
871. 4930. You think I'd remember that?
No.
It's a hard one to remember.
I don't think you would.
871-4930. Give us a call if you can name this clip from this sports movie.
How you doing, Ace? Already been on base.
This I ain't seen much of. Chappie, I never have. What's the matter? Chappie, you just throw whatever you got, whatever's left. The boys are all here for you. We'll back you up. We'll be there. Because, Billy, we don't stink right now. We're the best team in baseball right now, right this minute, because of you. You're the reason.
All right. Well, we got a caller already. We don't have to discuss it over break. We'll get right to it. Who's on the line with us this morning?
This is J-Mac.
J-Mac. Well, we know you watch a lot of TV. So what's that movie?
For Love of the Game.
For the Love of the Game. Is that it, Jim? Mm-hmm. All right. It's not what I thought. I was thinking Bull Durham.
No, I actually got this wrong. I knew the movie. Yeah, heck, I could quote the whole thing there, but I called it The Perfect Game and forgot he writes on the ball for the love of the game.
For the love of the game, J-Mac. So you just won a couple tickets to the Clintonia Theater in Clinton, Illinois. So what's going on this Saturday morning, J-Mac, besides listening to the #1 sports show in Logan County?
That's my favorite thing to do. Get up early, watch you guys. Now I got to go to work.
Oh, then you got to go to work.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
start the day off terrible.
Well, you just won some tickets, so that's got to put a little pep in your step.
It sounds like you made that up, Shabadoo. It sounds the Clintonian?
Clintonia.
Clintonia.
Yeah, it's the movie theater in Clinton.
All right, I'm going to go.
You're going to go?
And I'll give you guys a report.
All right, well, you can pick your tickets up here at Jake's.
It's a good time.
Come get your tickets at Jake's. He'll have them waiting for you.
He's going to have me go try to find his keys.
Yeah, that's another...
I might have a guy calling me right now about my keys, actually.
You might.
All right, J-Mac. Well, we got to go to break. Congratulations. You are a big winner on WLC.
I am a big winner. 96. We're all big winners. See you guys.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back after these messages.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County.
The inventory reduction sale is in full swing at Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln, and you'll save for every room in your home. Top quality furniture for every room in your house will create a stunning new look while saving you hundreds of dollars. Choose from top quality Ashley brand sofas, including recliners, plush sectionals, complete dining room sets, and handsome bedroom outfits fit for a king. And what better than the perfect mattress than Bemco for the best night's sleep? At Jake's Furnishings, all Bemco mattresses are on sale now, including plush, luxury firm, and pillow top models. But hurry into Jake's now, as this inventory reduction sale won't last long. For more details, stop by the Jake's Furnishing Showroom, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Phone 735-1212 and become a fan on Facebook. Jake's Furnishings. Make it your own. With Bad Boy's patented Easy Ride and independent suspension, heavy-duty American-made steel construction, and legendary muscle, there's no mower that brings more comfort, durability, power, and value to mowing pros and homeowners than a Bad Boy mower. Mow with an attitude. It's the driving force behind every mower we build in the good old USA. Our promise to lead the industry in innovation and performance.
Check out Bad Boy Mowers at the home of the In-N-Out Oil Change, Four Corners Lube, 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Mow with an attitude.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County.
I'm Dr. Alyssa Schneider with Schneider Chiropractic, located at 523 North Elm Street in Lincoln. I invite you to try chiropractic first in order to build a healthier you. At Schneider Chiropractic, you're not a number, and we don't operate an assembly line process. We take the time to get to know you, your specific needs, and formulate a treatment plan that'll lead to a healthier life. Using the latest techniques in chiropractic, sports injury, and pain management, Schneider Chiropractic will get you back on track so you can enjoy life without pain. Please schedule your private consultation by phoning my office manager, Tammy Kirby, at 217-732-2140. We look forward to getting you back on track.
This is Ben Davis, and you're listening to Cheap Seats with Joe, Jake, Jim, Lloyd, and Shabadoo. Shabadoo! On 96.3 FM WLCN.
Now there was a time. Ben Davis. Solid get, Lloyd. Get that St. Louis or Philly? St. Louis?
Welcome back to the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM. Congratulations to J-Mac on the winner of today's Clintonia Eagle Theater tickets.
I got these tickets right here.
Yeah, the Clintonia in
courtesy passes.
Clinton. Bargain Tuesdays, Jake, with discounted tickets and concessions. Free popcorn Wednesdays when you bring your own container. Mm-hmm. And there's got to be a limit on a container. I don't know if you.
I don't know if there is a container.
55-gallon drum.
Maybe a 5-gallon bucket.
Who knows? But and free refills on all sizes. Self-serve drinks and butter.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I've been there.
Senior Wednesdays and summer free kids movie series, and it's a sensory-friendly showing atmosphere. So get on down or over, however you want to say it, to the Clintonia. For more information, go to clinton.eagletheater.net or phone
It's not local in Lincoln.
Yeah,
but it's right there.
It's right there. They
good people. I've been there many times actually.
Sam White with Lincoln Youth Football still with us. Sam, before too long, Coach Silky will be on with us. High school football right around the corner. A lot of returning starters from last year, a lot of high expectations. You lose a few key guys in your quarterback, and but we still got that speed. How's Lincoln high school football looking so far?
From what I've seen, I've been to a couple of their 7-on-7s that they've had, and my son's on the team. But talking to him, they're pretty excited about the season. I mean, we were talking about it earlier that, this group of seniors and juniors, I had the opportunity to coach most of them coming through the youth program, and that, especially that group of juniors, that some of the best athletes I've ever seen. The Carson twins are super fast. You have Isaac Decker, Jaden Ledley. They're all going to be formidable. And Darren Stevens, coming up as a quarterback this year. He was my quarterback for 3 seasons, and then his 8th grade season, he broke his hand playing basketball. So, talking about sports injuries that aren't football related.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he scored 2 touchdowns that year on defense with one hand. So, I mean, he's an athlete, and I think it's going to be a good season.
Yeah, he'll transition in just fine. He's played quarterback all through JFL, and even his beat a junior.
Yeah, he's
okay. Yeah. So, his freshman sophomore year, and so yeah, he'll fit in nicely with the with the returning starters, and very exciting. Lincoln football on the rise. Just missed the playoffs last year. They're just kind of right on that cusp, and it's the last year that will be in the Apollo. So you want to go out with a bang. You want to make a statement, and then then move on to the Central State 8th next year.
Yeah, and their off season or their non-conference schedule is not super easy. I mean, Jerseyville last year, they were probably one of the toughest people we played, and they got a junior fullback that just ran all over us last year. But I know that they've got a new coach down there, so who knows what you're going to get out of that. And Triad's always tough. We played Clinton the first game of the year at Clinton. So
my nephew was talking to me about the new defensive coordinator, and he seems pretty excited about it. You got any information on that? Or?
I've met Rob a few times. Seems super into the X's and O's, knows what he's talking about. He's kind of quiet for the most part, but talking to my son didn't play a single snap of defense last year. His mistake, he should have, but he knows that he's going to have to play some defensive line this year, and I'm asking him. They got a new D-line coach too. Guy, he's actually from Clinton. Guy who played in the Arena Football League and some semi-pro stuff. Really brings a lot to the table as far as that next level of instruction that these guys have maybe not had in the past. But yeah, from meeting those guys, they all seem pretty good, and we got some former players that are coming back too. I know Jaden Graham's going to help out with wide receivers and stuff like that. They got a new defensive back coach. So
yeah, you always like to see those former players come back and help out and stick with the sport that they love. Well, we still got 20 minutes. Man, my agenda is. Did you bring an agenda?
I don't know if he understands how the show works. When you put your name at the top of the schedule, then that puts you in the lead of the show.
Oh well. Well, then we'll just have to find something to discuss.
Really?
Well, it's hard.
Thanks, Mr. Obvious.
Yeah. Well,
it's hard on a show.
It's hard to talk baseball right now when you're a Cub fan.
Yeah.
Well, it's not easy when you're a Cardinal fan right now, believe it or not. Although Albert Pujols going to the home run derby in the All-Star game.
That's so silly. That's just because of what he did in the past. Come on.
Yeah. Now, is he getting the retirement tour that like other players have gotten in the past?
I don't think he is.
Not really. I'm a
Cub fan, but he should have.
If you look at guys like,
is this his last year? Has he come out and said that?
I don't know who you would compare. Like Derek Jeter, I felt like, and Big Papi, they got kind of a good, especially the second half of the
Greg
season.
Maddux had a huge one.
Greg Maddux.
Mariano Rivera's one was pretty good.
And I mean, you can argue however you want. If you look at Pujols' sheer numbers, he is in the top 3 to 4 of all time at baseball players in hitting. Few less home runs than A-Rod, but he's right there. The average, the extra bases, the RBIs, I mean, you name it, up and down the offensive stats, he's right there. And had a couple MVPs and some Gold Gloves. So it's interesting. Not quite the way it is, but it'll still be fun as a fan of one of your favorite guys to see him line up in that box for the home run derby. I'm sure you'll have quite a few fans from his days there in L.A. as well. Just tuning in, it'll be one of the first times I've really paid heavy attention to the home run derby in quite a while. So
yeah.
It's just kind of interesting, kind of fun little side note for baseball right now, getting him his kudos and maybe a farewell send-off there at the All-Star game.
Yeah, I think the MLB needs some like that positive note because after the 2 cheating scandals that we've had in the last few years with the Astros and the Red Sox, it kind of puts a black eye on baseball.
That, and I think as a fan, just the COVID thing really did a lot to the fandoms of all sports, not just Major League Baseball. It's not just. Football actually has had a resurgence thanks to COVID, I feel like, because it kind of tucked people away. They didn't get to see it like they were hoping, and they had to make some decisions in life. Well, all of a sudden, Sundays are starting to turn around. Let's start watching football again. Saturdays, college football has also picked up big time since COVID. However, you look at NBA, NHL, MLB, soccer, all those, the numbers have really declined viewership-wise and even seats in the stands since COVID, just because there's been more to do. And like you said, with those couple scandals, I don't know, it's kind of turned people away a little bit. So something like this could be a big deal, It's kind of fun.
It is fun. Just not right now.
Just not right now.
Hopefully next year. It's just brutal. I mean,
Cubs fans have been saying that for a long time,
No, we haven't. It's 2016. Come on. But I feel that the Cubs have some solid young players. We're in these games, but then it comes down to your bullpen and your closing, and that's where we struggle. And, starting pitching's kind of suspect. But you got to like some of these young players that they've got coming through.
So your catcher.
Is he going to be there? That's the big question.
I was going to say, if you have a tradable piece and you're one to unload something to try to get, 3 or 4 more young guys, maybe 5 or 6, he's the guy.
I mean, if they go out and trade him, fine, but they better sign him in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, they ostracized their entire fan base by getting rid of the 3 biggest faces in the organization at the same time.
And this could be the straw that broke the camel's back here, because...
So that's my question. You being a Cub fan, do you put that much stock into him? I mean, I don't feel like I don't think he's a Rizzo or a Brian.
But right now, he's the engine that's running the team. He's
the longest tenured player on the team. I mean, he's been with the organization since he was 17.
And he's still young. He's going to get a big contract just because his arm alone. I mean, right now, batting. But as far as his catching, his defensively,
you put him up there with like a Yachty.
No,
I was gonna say Yachty. To be honest,
Yachty's been doing.
I know he's a Cardinal fan. I'm a Cardinal fan, but I feel like Yachty as a catcher, him and Buster Posey were on a different level than basically the rest of the catchers in baseball, and it's been that way for a decade.
Yeah, you're not going to compare him to a Yachty, but he has
now in 5 years. Maybe I'm telling you a different story,
right? But now, no. But
so you don't think maybe trading a commodity like that, getting back 3-4 players, 2 of which probably makes the MLB team, maybe is like a Rizzo or Bryant type player, pushing your team towards the World Series again?
They did that last year with everybody. They trade them away, got some prospects.
Boy,
and then during the offseason, you thought that you would...
It doesn't look like they're panning out.
Yeah, you're still waiting on their return on investment.
Yeah, and then they will. I mean, right now, wait till the second half of the season where it's a wash.
Yeah,
they're going to start bringing some of these kids up.
Patrick Wisdom, that should be a good guy to trade, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I think you build around him.
Yeah,
I think he is.
But
the
he's
future.
he's getting a little long in the tooth, though. He's older than you think. He was in the Cardinals forever. I think he's probably
Pools wouldn't let him get back to the
mid-30s.
majors.
You got Wisdom. You got
Nico Horner's good.
Horner. He's going to be solid. That Christopher Morel plays a good center field and decent with the bat. The big key is getting rid of Hayward. This is his last year. Getting rid of that contract.
Is it really his last year?
I think it is, isn't it?
God.
That's
how we felt about Dexter Fowler for God. It felt like 10 years, and it was only like 3.
Well, we would have gave you Hayward back for Fowler.
Oh my
definitely.
goodness! Oh, we did not want. I personally went when Hayward signed. I was like, good, and that's exactly. My buddies were all so upset about it. I'm like, how are you guys upset? He hit like 3 home runs for us. I mean, we came in thinking we were going to have a 30 home run guy, 30 steals guy.
Well, he did win the Cubs a World Series, with his speech.
Well,
that's a rain delay speech.
That may have helped.
So that helped out. But you got to think in the back of Jed Hoyer's mind that this year's a wash. Just because of that high contract with Hayward. And
there's not a lot of big-name pitching there's not a lot out there to go after this year, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, but they got to do something because the fan base right now, you can probably agree with me, Sam, they've lost some fan base just because there is no hype.
So my wife and I travel every year to watch the Cubs play in a new stadium, and this year we went to Pittsburgh, and normally wherever we go, it's more Cubs than whoever the home team is, and Pittsburgh was empty.
I was going to say, and Pittsburgh's a little bit up on the rise as well, but it takes some winning baseball for Pittsburgh fans to show up.
Pittsburgh's a pretty cool little town. We were in there in March for the NCAA tournament.
It's a nice looking city, but outside of that, I didn't enjoy it. There's really not a whole lot to do.
There's not.
And I don't know if you know, but I like food. So we always look for like the local, spots or like what Triple D went to and all that stuff. The only thing they got there is they put fries on everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we were on the other side. We walked downtown, and you could look off to the left and see PNC Field.
The field is probably one of the better ballparks I've been to. I mean, it's a very nice park.
So we were on this side of the lake, and we didn't venture over there, which I'm sure there's a lot better places to eat and stuff over there. But, we found a place called Redbeard's downtown.
I didn't see that one. But yeah, they like
that's
the
pretty good.
Pittsburgh salad. Did you try the Pittsburgh salad?
You lost me at salad.
It's a salad with French fries on it.
Oh,
that's it. That's it. That's the Pittsburgh thing. Put fries on everything.
That's a salad I could probably go for. Yeah. So
I'm kind of a foodie myself. That's something we always look for when we go to new places, find the best food places.
But you're right. There's really not a whole lot, at least where we were at.
No, I think it's the whole city.
Yeah. So, about done? No, 10 minutes. Football kicking off as well. The Bears, Jim, your Bears, how are they going to be this year?
Horrible. Sorry, Jim.
Awful.
But I can't say much. I'm a Detroit Lions
fan. Yeah. So
even with that, awful. I mean,
we got a new coach. New coach coming in. Yeah, Jim was not a fan.
No, at least just an upgrade by subtraction, right there.
Yeah,
hell, they could have had Mama Bear, whatever her name was, had her come out there and coach. I think they'd been better off.
I think you're right, but so some excitement in the air for Bears fans. It's a new season, new year. Everybody's excited.
Pittsburgh, didn't he?
Yeah, old Mitch. Did you run into Mitch over there?
No, I did not.
No? I hear he's going to try to compete for that job, so we'll see.
Well, they brought in the dude from Pitt, so I don't know. It's going to be a tough gig, though. But, maybe Mitch Trubisky's a better quarterback than we thought. Well, he was just with the Bears.
Well, they said he was with the Bills last year, right?
Yeah.
He did well.
I was going to say he did well.
And they beat the Bears.
And they had a lot of talk about how wow, he looks so much better, now he's done the Bears uniform.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just he got a good coaching staff.
That maybe have a lot to do with it.
The Bears ruined a lot of quarterbacks' careers, so it's
amazing
mark another one up.
It's amazing how they can go all in on a couple receivers, a quarterback, and maybe a running back, but offensive line. We'll worry about that later. Let's go defense. You know, and then vice versa. Oh, you know what? Our offensive line is so bad for so long. Let's get the offensive line. Your quarterback's now shot because he's been killed for the last 5 years. You have no receivers, but you have a good running back. It's like, so you have a decent year running the ball, but you're down by 30 points every game.
So now you have to throw.
And you can't throw.
And then the Khalil Mack experiment. You know, now they gave up so much to get him, and then now they trade him away.
Now they trade
and they didn't get
away.
near as much in return.
And he's going to be back to probably Pro Bowl after this.
Yeah, I mean, look what he's done the past 2 years. I know a lot of double teaming
and whatnot,
and some injuries came into play, but you know, it wasn't the Khalil Mack that we know. But you talk about receivers, they got Darnell Movie and just went inside Neil Harris from the Patriots, traded for him. So, you know, still making some moves, still a lot of questions, but still got to be excited. I mean, if you're just a football fan.
Are you still in on Justin Fields?
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
going to be my question. How do you feel about that?
I mean, we don't know after 1 year, but
especially with the
feeling pretty good, you know.
You have to hope that the new leadership is going to be beneficial,
right?
To a young quarterback instead of having a guy.
You got to put him in a position to succeed, and I don't think the previous, you know, Matt Nagy, he didn't do that. He didn't let Justin play his game. Yeah, sometimes he get out of the pocket and scramble and make a big play. But when you're putting a playbook together, you got to take in consideration what kind of quarterback you have, what kind of players you have in a whole. And I don't think that coaching staff did a very good job of doing that.
Did they put most of their players in a hole, or?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they didn't win. You know, so
they had a better record than Detroit. At least they had that going.
And, you know, it's easy right here. You know, sitting on a radio talking about it. You know, it being, you know, a coach, it's a whole different ballgame.
You think it's easy coming on here without your agenda and a show like this?
This show runs itself.
What are we going to talk about next?
Yeah, we just throw stuff out there, and you know, usually we have Joe here, and his babble eats up 10, 15 minutes. But when you don't have Joe filling up a segment with nonsense.
Oh, that's my apologies. I mean, I'm long-winded, but
you know, it's hard on a radio show to have no agenda.
That's right, it is, and you know, you just never know what's going to happen. Yeah, we don't even know where we're at until a couple of days before. So we'll start throwing some agendas, but looks like there's an agenda around town, a car show maybe.
The same car's gone by 3 times.
Is there an ice cream truck?
No, it's coming out of that Bel Air.
Oh, well, nice. You play that kind of music, lady. People are looking for ice cream.
I want ice cream. That's bull.
Yeah.
So now you're filling the air.
There was a car show downtown last night. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about downtown.
My employee entered his 1989, I believe, Ford Probe. He was very excited about that.
Ford Probe. It's
classic.
I'm telling you, he loves it.
A friend of mine had a Ford Probe.
He got that car for free, and it was blown up and everything else. And him, and mainly just him and a couple of his buddies got that thing running, and he takes it to car shows all over the place now. So he loves it.
So downtown, what do they call that? Third Fridays?
Third Friday down.
Third Friday down. Good crowd last night down there?
I thought it was pretty solid.
It was. I think it would have been a lot better if the weather was a little more cooperative.
I guess the weather had a little something.
Because I even know some of the vendors didn't show up.
Didn't show up. Yeah. Somebody else was telling me that Joe Ryan didn't show up.
What?
With the hot dogs.
Joe Ryan didn't show up?
Crap.
No way.
I will say though, you know, the people there over by Joe's office that do the farm to table beef and pork, fantastic.
Yeah.
I had 2 of the blue cheese brats.
2 of them?
Oh, can't stop at one.
They have like 15 or 18 different varieties.
Lots of flavors. They have a big freezer they take around with them, and you can order from them as well.
That does sound pretty good.
I wish I had the brochure. I'd tell you all about it, but I do plan on ordering quite a bit from them.
From who?
I don't have their name.
Well, then how
I want to say it's like MKL.
MKL or something like that. Yeah, they're local.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, right outside town. I mean, they gave me a pamphlet last time we were there.
We got the pamphlet at home, and the wife was
MKS. That's right, yeah.
I saw Heartland College had a giant eagle.
Yeah, they're
giant.
massive.
Oh, was that Lloyd?
Massive.
It's a hawk.
He's
Yeah,
a hawk.
It's a hawk.
Yeah,
Get it
it's a
right,
hawk.
Jake. It's a hawk.
It's a big old bird.
Yeah.
Massive.
Who was in that? Who was the hawk?
He was awkwardly awkward, but that's what we'll say. The kids loved him. I mean, there was a lot going on down there. There was free hot dogs, I think, by it wasn't Open Arms. It was the one out Kickapoo towards the end.
Yeah, one of the churches had free hot dogs. I know because my son's like, we got there and I'm going to get a hot dog.
Yeah.
And he comes back with 2, of course.
Of course. Yeah, had to get one for you.
Free supper.
That he's going to eat.
No, he makes no question about it. They're his.
Yep, Sorrento's was out there catering up. I mean, it's just kind of nice.
There was some ice cream involved.
There was ice cream down there. Top Hat. They had their little portable.
Yeah, the
thing out
traveling
there.
top hat. And then they were open in the store, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I walked back there and that whole terrace was full of customers for Gazzardo's. I mean, it was packed.
Yep. We walked back there as well as Spirited was doing really well. They had a nice crowd, a lot going on. So a couple bands playing, or a band on one corner, a DJ on the other.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice
that
setup.
sounds like I should have went. Wow.
You see a lot of people, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we walked over the alley by, got some cheeseburgers. They were cooking outside on the street. And
Wow.
they were selling a lot of them because we had to wait like 10, 12 minutes for our cheeseburgers.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times like that you don't mind as much, because you see what's going on. It's right in front of you there, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So now we got to wait 4 more weeks.
4 more weeks, yeah.
It's over.
It's over?
That was the last one.
What? That's the last one?
Also, you got to wait about,
A year.
48 more weeks. 40?
Well, they wouldn't do that in August, September,
They used to. My wife swore up and down that they were going to have another one. She's like, I remember during football, Meet the Railers.
Yeah, it seemed like there was one more. Yeah.
There's still some good weather to be had.
Now, there is, I think Pulaski still has one more. I think they're the second Friday.
Yeah. Balloons, we got Up in Smoke coming up.
the Balloons over 66 is coming up. I think it's the 26th.
And they're doing that with Up in
I'll be
Smoke,
gone.
right? Yeah, Up in Smoke same time. Yeah.
Darn. I'll be gone that weekend, guys.
Will you?
And the following. So.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on vacation. I tried to get him to referee some games.
That's the first 2 weeks of JFL, and I'll be gone in Florida. So
it's all right. We'll just let some other guys run the show, and we'll get more correct calls.
I've been to Florida before.
You might. That might be true. But
now if you have me doing it, he asked me to official. Well, was it a referee or was it officiate? I don't know.
Referee.
Referee. I don't know. He asked me to be a referee. You know how much I know about football?
I've tried to get Joe do it. He's been around football a long time. Joe won't do it.
He said if he had time, he'd do it once.
Everybody wants to be a referee on the sidelines, but
don't.
nobody wants to put the pinstripes on and get on the field.
I don't. I just want to talk crap on the sidelines to the referees.
And you're good. You're good at it.
At least with football, you have the distance between you and the fans.
Yeah,
Unlike
absolutely.
baseball, where they're like right in your ear.
I tell you, man, after every one of my daughter's softball games, every single softball game I go to, I go up to the umpires after the game and I say, hey, I appreciate you guys. You may have blown a couple calls, but I appreciate you.
But you still suck.
Usually they give me some shit back, and it's oops, I said that online. That stuff back happens all the time. But usually we get it back and forth. And I tell you what, umpires even in football, that's rough.
Lloyd just lit up. Lloyd is lit. He's got some.
We need some new stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the Joe thing's kind of old. I'm not gonna lie. The Shabadoo is not overplayed.
A lot of things are getting old.
Shabadoo's not overplayed, but the Joe song is getting a little overplayed.
We need to have an overhaul with some new content.
Lloyd's got a new show. It's the 411.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have time for that.
Well, he's got all kinds of time. Trust me. Speaking of time, ours is done.
You did not make it to. Yeah. Oh, it is. We're getting paid overtime.
Yes, moving over. With no agenda, we went over.
Jimmy owes Say it out,
Well,
Jim.
Sam, thanks for coming on with us today. If they want to contact you, contact the Youth Football League, go to Facebook's probably the easiest.
Yeah, Facebook, Lincoln Youth Football. My phone number is listed on there as a contact. So
nice.
If you don't want to send a message by Facebook, you can text me, call me, whatever.
Private message, yeah. So, yeah. If you got any questions about Lincoln Youth Football, get a hold of Sam. He'll point you in the right direction. That's going to do it for us today. Congratulations to J-Mac. Won some tickets.
Yeah.
Going to a movie. What movie do you think he's going to go to?
Elvis.
Elvis?
I want to go see Elvis.
I want to see Elvis.
I think it might be about done here in Lincoln, but maybe it's played over there in Clinton. Seen Thor.
I haven't seen it yet.
That's another good one. All right.
Super Pets.
I haven't seen Super.
All right, that's going to do it for us today here at Jake's. We'll talk to you next week.
Good day.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? Missed bills, housing troubles, employment issues. It can be overwhelming, but with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 specialists are trained to help you overcome seemingly impossible challenges, however complex they are. 211 is always available to help, so get in touch today.
This message presented by the United Way of Logan County. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.